Wow.
Okay, you still can see me or not?
Yes, no.
Okay, don't worry. Hello, everyone. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to CTI Global Conference. Together we can learn. That's our motto. I feel very happy to be here with you. I want to say thanks to Pat and Hichan because of this opportunity. I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Yonder Paredes. I am from Venezuela. I am 27 years old and I am civil engineer. So today, I would like to talk with you. My topic, learning nowadays. This is very interesting topic that I have been thinking. So I would like to share with you
Okay, okay.
about
I'm
this.
sorry. I will mute. Okay.
Okay. So in first place, I would like to listen to you. What do you think about learning? What do you think? What is learning? There's anyone? Anyone can say what do you think? What is learning?
Okay, Yonder. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Yes, I think, for example, to learning is very important. Is, for example, it's synonym of, for example, to the study. Right now, the most common that people to learning, but never, for example, it we are different. For example, learning and knowledge, because right now learning is, for example, to know anything one time, because to knowledge is different. Right now the people use or learning different things, but never to put the knowledge, for example, in the future.
Yeah, thank you, Oscar. So I'm going to read this concept about learning is the acquisition of knowledge or skills through experience, study, or by being taught. So what is knowledge? Knowledge is facts, information, and skills acquired by a person through experience or education. Knowledge is the theoretical or practical understanding of a subject. And now we have another question. What are skills? So, skills, the ability to do something well. Okay, I'm going to share with you these questions. Maybe you can tell us about your knowledge or skills, and I'm going to ask you what would you like to learn. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now, and maybe we can talk about a little of this. Okay, now you have read uh, what is knowledge and what is skills. So would you like to tell me what are your skills, what are your knowledge right now? What do you think if you have a skill? What do you think? Anyone?
Well, I want to speak.
Okay.
I am an English teacher and translator. I studied here in Córdoba, where I am now. I studied at university. That is my knowledge. And I have many skills. Sometimes my skills are part of my hobbies. I like knitting, sewing, all things that have to do with my hands. And I enjoy them a lot. And it would be great to have both, to match both sometimes. It's beautiful. It is very, very nice when you can match your knowledge, what you know, and your skills, and live, make a living on that, to earn
Yeah,
money, joining
that's
your
great.
knowledge and your skills.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. I mean, it can be your job as well. Your knowledge, it can be related to your job, to your studies, or maybe your hobbies, as you said. Because when you this one skill is to do something well. I mean, it can be you are good cooking, or maybe playing football, maybe you are good reading or speaking. That could be your skill. So who else wants to share their skills or their knowledge?
I can
Anyone
go.
else? Yeah. Go ahead, Atika.
Okay. I think thank you for this topic. It is really, really like interesting. Thank you for this first. And I think my knowledge is whatever I acquire so far, like it can be a practical things, how to cook pasta, or it might be my academic knowledge as well. So it doesn't matter whatever you have so far. I think that's all knowledge. And skills, basically, you know, when you want to do whatever is beneficial or just hobby or you know belong to our life, it is also like required some skills like writing skills, speaking skills, or just cooking skills, or just walking or making exercise. That's all skills. And I really like to need like to have or acquire new skills as well. So thank you.
Thank you. So I have another question for you guys. What would you like to learn? I mean, there's something would you like to learn? Like, for example, I would like to learn how to play the guitar, for example. What else? What do you think?
Me too.
Yeah, me too. I want to play piano.
So we have already we already have knowledge and we already have our skills, but there's always something we want to learn. So or we need to learn. So I will go back to my presentation and let's move on. Okay. So how can we learn? According to the definition of learning, we can learn through experience. This is the process of learning through reflection on doing. In less words, learning by doing. This is when you start doing something without knowing how to do it, but in the way you will learn how to do it. This is through experience. It's like a test and error, test and error. And there is the other way to learn. Studying means to read, memorize facts, or attend to a school in order to learn about a subject. For example, if you want to study a career, you go to the university. So you take studies and you have to read, to memorize, to research by your own. And the third one, by being taught. This is the process that we experience during our academic life, but also in our early life at home while our parents teach us. And I think this process by being taught is almost for our entire life because we are always learning from other person teaching us. When you go to the school, you have a teacher, and when you go maybe to play some, to do some sports, you have someone teaching you. So I want to stop here again to think about this. Uh, are you just studying English, or are you really are you learning English? So I repeat again. Are you just studying English, or are you learning English? This is because when you study something, sometimes you can say you are studying something without learning it. For example, those whether math or physics or chemistry in schools, you may say, I studied chemistry in high school, but you never learned chemistry. Are you agree with me in this? What do you think? Or you can say, I studied English. It could mean you took English classes, but you haven't learned the language. Are you agree with this? What do you think, guys? I mean, you can sometimes you can be studying something without learning it, or you just study this, but you don't learn about this. It happens a lot when, I mean, when you go to the high school, sometimes you have a lot of information, a lot of subjects, a lot of teachers, and you studied math, you studied physics, you studied chemistry, you studied philosophy, you studied psychology, a lot of things. But are you just studying, or are you learning? I mean,
Yes.
in this case, we are talking about English, about learning English. Sometimes, you say, I studied English for 5 years, for 10 years, but I can talk to the people, I can read, I don't understand. Maybe you are just studying it, but are you really learning it?
Mhm.
What can you say about this?
Yes. For example, when I teach English, I try to always provide students with real situations to make the situations real with experiences. For example, if I teach them food, well, we try to read real recipes and try to make the food, try to prepare the food. We did fruit salad, for example, when we learned fruits with kids. Um, when we learn clothes, we prepare a catwalk and we make a great show, and the students were dressed up in different costumes, and they really enjoyed it. They had fun, and they at the same time they learn. Yeah, and they make the learning process more vivid, uh, uh, more real.
Yeah, they
Uh,
feel, yeah, they feel more real. Yeah, that's right. Because
yeah,
the I mean, the object to study is to learn. If if you study something, it's because you want to learn. But I used to have a teacher in college who say, when we, I mean, when we reprove the exams, one day he said, that's because you don't know how to study. You don't know how to study. You only study, but you don't learn. You have to learn how to study,
yeah,
because
sure.
you have to study something understanding what you are studying, not just because you have to pass an exam, you have to pass a test. You need to understand what you are studying. So in this situation, I'm going to share with you another question. I have this to discuss. This is a thought from me, from myself. Never has been easier to learn than nowadays. That's why I choose this topic, learning nowadays, because I think never has been easier to learn than nowadays. And the last year, 2020, we saw how the people started to go to Zoom. We learned how to use Zoom, and the schools have to make their class through Zoom. The children even have to use Zoom to learn, and we saw a lot of people doing videos and what they were learning through YouTube, through reading on the internet. In this year, in this last year, we saw how people learn a lot of things through the internet. And that's why I say never has been easy to learn than nowadays. I think because maybe 30 or 40 years ago, we didn't have internet, right? We didn't have this device that allows us to read about everything. I am not talking about just learning English, but anything. I mean, if you want to learn how to, I don't know, how to build a house, you go to YouTube and then you can find someone explaining how to do it. If you want how to make some food, some meals, you can go for YouTube how to make a pizza. And then you can learn how to make a pizza. 40 or 50 years ago, if someone wanted to learn something, they have to go to the library, take a book, go to a teacher, go to a school. They needed someone to teach them, or they have to make their own researches on the books. I mean, they didn't have all the resources that we have today. So this is what I think. Never has been easier to learn than nowadays. So do you agree? And then why we don't learn? So I have these two questions for you. I'll go back with you again. Never has been easier to learn than nowadays. Do you agree?
I think studying and learning are useless if you are without practicing. You must practicing with all the people, with the other people. I feel the same. Even you have a much dictionary on your mind, you have grammar, but you're without your practicing is useless. So the main point is practicing. If you want to fluently, I think you must practicing. That was I think.
Yeah, thank you, Rina.
Yeah.
So do you agree today? I mean, nowadays it's easier to learn than 10 or 20 or 30 years ago.
Johanna, can I continue? Yeah,
What?
can I continue? Is that okay now?
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Okay, I think I got you, but I totally not agree with you. I just partly agree with you because in increasingly globalized world, technology has improved. We can't deny this. But also there are many detrimental effects to help us learning and teaching because there are different stimulation, social media like YouTube or screen, other things to just avoid working and studying effectively. You know, it is also valid for children to get attracted them or like to just focus entirely. So I not totally agree with you, just partly. Yes, that's really helpful technology and everything, but it is also not like helping us entirely, totally.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's right. I mean, if you want to learn something nowadays, being an adult, I am not talking about a children. You won't feed a children and put him on a screen and you have to learn this. No, I mean talking about being adults. I mean us. Yeah. If I want to learn something, I have the resources. I have the internet. I can learn it. I mean, if I live it 30 years ago and I wanted to maybe learn how to play the guitar, I have to went to a school and need a teacher to teach me. You get it? But now, if I want to do this like a hobby, maybe because I like it, not because I will be a professional guitarist, I mean, I can learn how to play the guitar at home. You got it?
Yes,
So this is what I
sure.
think. But thank you for your opinion. I think. Who else want to? Do you agree, Anai, with this?
Yes, I agree, partly agree, because I think that we have many sources where to look for information for, and these sometimes uh, it's very difficult, and it sometimes your head gets dizzy and um, you make a mess with all the information. I think that we have to be um, we have to know
Is she gone? Maybe she lost the connect. You
someone
still?
said something.
No, we lost you for a minute.
Oh, sorry. I think that on the net we have a lot of information, so we have to be very careful and try to look for that information that we need, and try not to get distracted by all the websites and all the information that is around the net.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
In that way, I think that learning gets not so easier nowadays. But of course, if you know how to go to the right place on the net, you have plenty of of things to learn, and yes, that's all.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, Allah wants to talk. Okay, go ahead, Allah.
Thank you. I'm totally agree with you because for me, my professors at university don't explain very well and just provide us with little information. So to be able to support my studies, I mean, for me, my major is business administration. So to support it and gain a lot of information, I start to taking courses from platform online from any university around the world, something like Udemy or edX or Coursera. There are platforms provide a lot of courses. It's really helped me to upgrade my knowledge and to upgrade my evaluation or grades at university. So yeah, totally agree with you, and also agree with Rina and Atika for one point that we have to practice it beside gaining the knowledge or the information. Because for me, maybe I know how to make marketing strategy according to my career. I know how to making marketing strategy. I know how to make designing for the advertisements and so on. But I can't do it in real life, or I can do it practically. I just know how to make it, but I don't know the steps to do it. I never do it before. I hope you understand me.
Yeah, thank you, Allah. So yeah, there are some points. I mean, I understand that someone can disagree with this, but I think, for example, the last year here in where I live, we have like 6 months without working, without going outside because of this situation of the COVID-19. So we stayed at home. Um, we have all these resources. We have, I mean, if you want to, for example, to lose weight, you can do exercise in your home watching a video. This is what I say. This is what I think. If you wanted to learn how to cook, you can do it. I mean, I am not talking about avoiding the college or avoiding the school. I mean, if you want to acquire a new skills or a new knowledge, just like I said, I mean, for example, playing the guitar, you can learn it. So it's easier. I think it's easier. For me, it's easier. So the question is then, why we don't learn? Why we don't learn?
Maybe
If
there is a barrier. Maybe there is like a barrier. It's not just the same as having the teacher there in front of you. I
sometimes,
don't know. Does it have to do with it? Your question?
yeah, it is a good question for reflection. I mean, so
Okay.
if we can to learn something, what we want, a hobby, a new skill, how to cook, how to play a guitar, even how to make exercise for losing weight, almost anything, even a language. You can learn a new language through YouTube, through internet, through all of these resources. Then why we don't learn? I think I'm going to share with you maybe some maybes
because
situation.
because there are other frameworks. It is not really just depends on like researches or sources we have. We also need to have high motivation, environmental effects, health issues, because that's not just one point to need to consider.
Yeah, maybe, as you said, lack of motivation. Maybe you don't have the motivation. You don't have you don't feel motivated to learn something new, or maybe you is lack of discipline. Maybe you started to learn something, but you learn 1, 2, 3 days and then you decline. Maybe you don't have the need. If you don't need how to cook because you have someone who cooks for you, maybe you don't have the need to cook, so you don't want to learn, or you don't need to learn how to cook, for example. But if you are here, you have access to the internet, according as I said. If you want to learn something new, you don't have any excuse. So what do you think that we need to learn nowadays? For me, Atika, I would say it's to want. If you want to learn something, I think you can learn something. So I'm going to share with you this. and I go back with you.
Great.
Yeah, for me, honestly, if you want to learn something, you can learn. What do you think? What do you think that we need to learn nowadays? This is my last question for you. And what do you think?
Technology, how to manage technology. That is so necessary nowadays. It will open many doors.
Yeah.
I need a
What else
technology.
do you think? Do you think we need technology? Yeah, that's necessary. We are using technology right now. Without technology, we couldn't be here. So for me, this is like a motivation for you. If you want to learn something, you can learn something. That's what I say. What do we need to learn nowadays? For me, it's to want. And this is like a motivation for you. If you want to learn something, you can learn it nowadays because you have a lot of resources today to learn. So I encourage to you to learn something new every day. You can learn something new every day. You can read a book. You can watch a video. You can watch a documentary that can help you a lot. I mean, there's a lot of information to learn every day. So I encourage to you to learn something new, something different every day. For me, is that. For me, what we need to learn nowadays is to want. So thank you so much for your attention. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. I hope you enjoyed this time. I want to say thank you again.
Johan. It was really
to
good.
Pat. If anyone wants to say something.
Hello, Jonder.
Hello, Papa.
Yeah, actually, I want to share something, but there is another sound. My brother-in-law just started the engine. Please wait.
Okay, I don't have nothing else to say. So if anyone wants to ask something or add something to this, so go ahead.
Thank you, John. The topic was very interesting and motivational because now I want to learn something new.
I think so.
And go on learning and keep on learning. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks to you for being here.
Yeah, thank you, Johan. And by the way, I just want to add that, you know, like doing nice presentation also requires really, really nice key things. And you also did everything. It was not boring. It was not too long. It was like open to debate it, open to discuss. Like that's fabulous. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I loved the session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Allah.
Welcome.
So I want to say thank you again for the last time to Pat and to Hichan, which is not here with us, but thank you to him for giving me the opportunity to do this, to improve my English skills. And well, thank you to the CTI group, and thank you to all of you for being here. Thank you for participating. So
Thank you, Jonder, for truly hard.
okay, bye everyone.
Bye. Have a nice Sunday.
Have a nice day.
Have a nice
Bye.
day.